Back in the garage tonight. I'm going to do a little work on the golf cart. It's looking like it's going to rain outside, so I'm not going to get involved on a project that's going to require stopping right away. It's been a crappy weekend, really. It's been rainy on and off. Can't get much done outside. And it's a long weekend, which adds to it of all the sucking. But anyway, we're going to get going on the golf cart. Tonight, I want to give it just a quick oil change, hit some grease fittings, and thinking I'm going to change out the wheel bearings. I want to show you what I'm looking at here, but the wheels kind of have a wobble to them, and I don't think it's the wheels and tires themselves because I've changed them out in the past, and they were doing that before I changed them out. So we're going to start with the wheel bearings. So let me show you what I got going on with that, and we'll get started on the oil change. So I don't know if you could see there, but there was quite a little bit of a wobble. Maybe you couldn't see it. I don't know. I'll see more when I edit this video on what you could see, but there is a wobble and I'd like to get it fixed. So bought some wheel bearings and they didn't cost that much, so I'm going to throw them on and hopefully that's the problem. I mean, that makes me feel a little better that I didn't go do outside work. Look at that rain. She's a light rain, but just enough to dampen the evening. Of course, it's always nice on the days that I don't have off, which is going to turn out to be the concept. I might get one good day, which is tomorrow, and then after that, it's a full week of warm weather while I'm at work. Let's get started on the oil change. Take a look at the air filter. Usually the air filter don't get dirty, so I don't have to worry about that too much. Look at that. She's actually looks brand new. And I change it this time every year. Well, I haven't changed it the last few years because it's looked like that. Spark plug. I always change the spark plug, whether it needs to or not. It doesn't cost me anything, and it, geez, too long of a extension here. And I don't get the backfiring because it seems like when it gets a little dirty, it just wants to backfire. When I change out the spark plug, that doesn't happen. There we go. Spark plug even looks good. I mean, it's not that dirty at all. Not dirty at all, really, but I'm gonna put the new one on anyway. She's got like, I mean, it's almost a waste to put the new one on. So after I change out the spark plug, I've changed out, I didn't change out the air filter because that was fine. I'm going to drain the oil. Changed. All right, let's get set up. We're gonna change out the oil. Uh-huh. Try to make sure you get the seals oiled before you put the oil filter on. Some cases, if you can, put some oil in the filter so I like to do that, especially on my semis when I used to drive semi, just so that it's not such a hard start trying to get the oil into the filter. In this case, the oil filter goes on sideways, so you're just going to lose all the oil anyway. Hand tight, good enough, because she's going to tighten herself up anyway. I believe it is just under 2 quarts. I'll put a quarter in there. See if it registers. Go from there. Looks like we're just, and it probably didn't go all the way down yet, but it looks like we're just at the bottom of the add line. So let's add some more. Actually, after I add some more, I'll probably run it to get it to the filter. Of course, that's what did it. She's full. I'll, of course, check it later, make sure it doesn't need to be added to, but I think we're good there. So the only other thing I usually do after it's been sitting all year, change out the fuel filter, which it seems like it's running pretty good right now. So I might just leave it alone since we usually take this thing to our campground, but we're not doing that this year. Having fuel problems, I can just fix it here. I think we'll be good. All right. Now we're going to attempt to change out the wheel bearings. First, I'm going to take the lug nuts and loosen them up before I jack up the golf cart and take the tires off. All right. So it looks like I just need to take this nut off. All right, we're going to try this side. So we're going to put the nut back on. Then actually, I wish I would have. Is it supposed to be free? Do you think? Okay, so dust cap. The other one didn't have a dust cap, so maybe that'll help, huh? Fancy. Part of me thinks it has to be free though. Like it's too tight. I got it too tight. Might have to back that other side down off. Yeah. Yeah. We want it like that. So I'm gonna have to back that other side off, or we're gonna have problems. All right. So that's it for the wheel bearings. All right, that's it for the wheel bearings. So let's take it for a spin down the driveway and see if it's any better. As part of the video, you can see that I am test driving it after the fact of changing the wheel bearings, and it did correct the issue. All right, so I recorded this video earlier. I don't know how I'm going to edit it out, but looks like I must have forgot to turn my microphone on at some point. So it sucks that you won't be able to hear what I did after I fixed the wheel bearings. I fixed the wheel bearings and put the tire back on, which you may see in the video, or I may just do an end to it depending on how it looks. The whole rest of the video after this, there was no sound until now. So this is what happened. I changed the oil at the beginning of the video, and so I changed the oil and I changed the spark plug, right? Changed the oil and I changed the spark plug and I changed the fuel filter. And then I proceeded to do the wheel bearings, which I completed. Golf cart's running fine. But after that, I decided I had some undercar lighting that I decided to tear out because some of the strips were going bad. So I installed new ones. So here is what it looks like now that they're installed. Not too bad, huh? Looks pretty cool. I think the kids will enjoy it. They're getting older. They're going to want to drive it around the neighborhood and whatnot. So, got to get her washed up for the summer, and she's good to have fun with. Anyways, we'll see how this video edits. Hopefully, I can incorporate some of the stuff on what I did into the video. It won't have audio, but at the end, at least now you'll know what I did. So, thanks for watching. Please hit the like, share button, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.